Oh, hello there. Would you fuck me? Wait, that's the wrong channel. Anyways, now that I've got you here, I have a bit of a confession to make. Not that long ago, I used to be a bit of, well, an edgelord. I know, I cringe sometimes thinking about it. If anyone knew me from that time, I am so sorry. However, I am not sorry about the Instagram account I set up to post shitty memes to, and I will post music to that account till the day I die. Like one day you're just gonna be scrolling through your time feed and you're just gonna see a post that says, lol, guess who just got hit by a truck? Tally ho, bitches, keep it gay. So I've thought about a while for talking about who I used to be in my transition out of that god-awful phase. Originally it was just gonna be a very straightforward timeline of my escape, but then I thought, that sounds boring as fuck. And I decided, why not just talk directly to my past self? And I'm going to do that the only way I know how. No, I am not doing acid. I'm doing it the only way a theater kid majoring in psychology can, which is psychoanalyzing myself through fictional characters. So we're on the afterlife, Freud is creaming his pants. Anyways, let's get to it. What is this? Hi. Who the heck are you? I'm your future self. I have piercings? Yep. And a ponytail, evidently. Do I have a girlfriend? We have a lot to talk about. What do you mean? Well, we'll get to that. But, you know, I thought you would ask some more political questions. Is Donald Trump president? Oh, there it is. That's the old me I remember. Well, is he? Unfortunately. What do you mean, unfortunately? Did he not keep his campaign promises? Well, to some degree he didn't, but that's not why. Wait, are you telling me I'm gonna become one of those conservatives that falls for Trump derangement syndrome? I forgot that was even a term, but no. What do you mean, no? I mean, you're not going to be conservative for very long. What do you mean I'm not conservative? How does that even happen? Well, we've got a lot to unpack here. Could you be more specific? Well, why don't we start from the beginning? Part 1. The Descent. Wait, why are we starting from the beginning? And why was that title so ominous? Just pretend I'm your therapist. Why am I in therapy? Being a dumbass bitch. What? No? Where'd you get the clipboard from? Look, can we just begin? Okay, fine. I grew up in a conservative Baptist household. How conservative? Do I really have to? Just answer. Well, my church was part of the Southern Baptist Convention, which strongly supports traditional marriage and opposes transgenderism and abortion, pro-gun rights, and last I heard they were trying to leave the convention for being too liberal. And when did you first begin to be interested in politics? I guess I've always been interested in politics, but I suppose my real interest began when I came across a Paul Joseph Watson video on Facebook. If I remember correctly, that was a few months before the 2016 election. Yeah, I think it was. After that, I tried to find his videos again, and eventually I found his YouTube channel. And after that, a few videos responding to feminists and stuff started popping in my recommendation feed. I remember that. That's when I found YouTubers like Hunter Avallone, Blair White, and Lauren Sutherland, as well as Ben Shapiro and Milo Yiannopoulos, and several others. And how exactly did that affect you? Well, I definitely think I've got a much better understanding of politics in general, and I've heard a lot of really good arguments too. You really haven't. But I thought they were pretty good. They're really not, though. Well, okay, Socrates, why are they so bad? Well, why do we look at a Ben Shapiro socialist argument regarding Cuba?
Turns out that when people are floating 1950s Chevys into the Atlantic Ocean, that's kind of a bad sign.
I don't see what you're getting at. He's right. And it's all completely the fault of socialism and nothing to do with the economic blockade that lasted, 20 years, or the corrupt dictatorship. There was a blockade? Yeah, Ben kind of neglected to mention that. Well, maybe Ben left out a few details. Details? But what about Milo Yiannopoulos? I mean, he is gay. Yeah, self-loathing gay. Besides, he's not even relevant anymore. What do you mean he isn't relevant? Well, he kind of got banned from every major social media platform, so he kind of lost most of his following, his podcast died, and last I heard he tried to enter the furry community and got brutally rejected. He couldn't even be a furry. To say he fell from grace would be an understatement. When did this happen? Pretty recently, actually. So if it was recent, it couldn't have been what spurred on my complete change in politics. You're right, it wasn't. The catalyst to all of this was... Chapter 2. The gay thing. Wait, what gay thing? Bitch, when was the last time you saw porn with women in it? Well, I don't... Okay, so maybe I've seen some once or twice, but that doesn't mean I'm gay. I mean, I can't be gay, because that would mean... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. This isn't good. This isn't
Oh
good.
god, I forgot about my existential dread.
Maybe if I just watch some lesbian porn. Let's just skip that part. And now I'm fine. What did you do? Killed Freud's boner. What? Never mind. Okay, so if I'm gay but in denial, how did I break out of that? Well, it all began senior year, the only year I went to an actual high school. Hey, homeschooling wasn't that bad. Trust me, you will be seeing that after. Anyways, during high school, I took a graphic design class, and there was this pretty attractive guy there, and I had the urge to sit next to him, but that also made me really uncomfortable and nervous, so I sat one space over so that I was close, but not too close. Why? I believe the term is love at first sight, but with a guy? Have we not already established that we're all fucking gay here? Okay. So what happened after that? Well, we eventually got to talking, mainly over text, and after a few months it became undeniable that I had a crush on him. So I confessed. And because he was straight, he rejected me. Did you ever tell anyone? Eventually, but first I did a lot of research about it. I mean, it was taught from a young age that homosexuality was wrong, and that wasn't just gonna disappear overnight. I don't think it's wrong anymore. Nope. But it wasn't an easy process. Just how not easy are we talking here? Well, the more I researched it, the more it seemed I needed to research. It all became so more overwhelming, and eventually I became suicidal. Suicidal? Yeah. On a daily basis for a while, I would think if I just went headfirst down the stairwell, or jumped off the roof, or went to the bridge and climbed over the railing and just let go. Was that the worst part? Not even close. It eventually got so bad that I decided that life wasn't worth living anymore. So I went to my room and began to write the note. Instead, I tried to personally address everyone I knew, but eventually the list of names just became too long and I couldn't go through with it. Well, at least you had a lot of people to help. Not exactly. What do you mean? We'll get to that later. Okay, but how did you break out of that? Well, that ended mainly because of third base, the boyfriend. Hey, why does the format keep changing? Why is it in bases? Oh, you'll find out, and then you won't have so many questions. What does that mean? Where did you get the tea from? Anyways, after I destroyed the note, things started to get better, and I met a guy in Surge. What's Surge? Basically gay Tinder. Anyways, after we talked for a bit, we eventually met up and began dating, and that relationship really helped me to realize that gay relationships weren't this deviant thing. It was just a normal relationship, and that's when I fully accepted myself. I mean, I was pretty sure at that point, but this is what really solidified it. Did our parents know? Not right away, but they eventually did. And they were not happy. How did they react? They came pretty close to kicking me out. I had to fight them just so they wouldn't throw me into the streets, which was not only infuriating, but also scary because I didn't have any place to go if they'd had. How did you get them to let you stay? They told me that I would stay as long as I didn't see him. So, you broke up? Of course not, we hadn't hit 5th base yet. What the heck is 5th base? I tell you, but your ass isn't ready. What's that supposed to... Where are you getting this stuff from? Anyway, soon after that I moved out and had to adapt to living on my own. And after that came... Volume 4. The Fallout. Wait, didn't we already go through the fallout? That was just the initial impact. The real fallout came later. What exactly happened? Well, what my parents taught me hurt me in ways that nothing else ever had. That drove me away from them, but I wanted to give them a chance to make up for that. So I wrote them a letter describing what had happened and how what I was taught hurt me, and almost ended my life. How did they respond? Not well. They essentially told me that they were sorry I was hurt, but in the end it didn't matter because they still saw what they did as right. So I decided that if they weren't going to accept me, that they weren't really family worth having. So you don't talk to them anymore? Not any more than I need to. Oh. So how did this change your political views? Well, as I started to fully accept myself, I began to realize more and more that conservatives were dead wrong in everything when it came to LGBT issues. So I started to wonder if this was also true of other issues like economics, racial issues, and I found that they were right about that too. And that in order for conservatives to make their cases, they would have to take facts out of context or omit important details like Ben Shapiro did. Who did you watch that did that? Well, it started with Essence of Thought and David Pakman, and eventually led to Mr. Atheist ContraPoints in Philosophy Tube. Okay, so we've talked about how this has affected your politics and your relationship with our family, but what about our friends? Especially our two best friends since we were two? Yeah, I was afraid you were going to ask that. Why? Did something bad happen? Yes, and it was painful to say the least. Painful? Yeah. One day I decided that I wasn't going to hide it from them any longer, so I called them and told them. And at first I thought that it went well, but later they told me to come to their house, where they told me that they couldn't be friends with me if I was gay. Not because I had a boyfriend or having sex with him, but because I was gay. But people don't choose that, do they? They don't. But they didn't believe that, and no matter how I tried to explain that, they wouldn't listen. So I left that house and haven't spoken to them since. Not ever? No. And it still hurts sometimes, because there are a lot of good memories attached to them, and their house. And now it feels like part of my childhood was taken away. I'm going to lose my best friends? Yes, but they're not worth it. They may have known you for most of your life, but you'll make new friends who will treat you better than them, and that's what's important. So where does that lead me now? Well, I guess that leads me to finale, my present self. So I guess now I'm in a much better place mentally, and I'm starting to form new friendships. I'm involved in some local theater, and so I've got some exciting performances coming up. Things aren't perfect, obviously, but things are looking okay for me. How long does it take for me to get to that place? It takes a couple of years. A couple years? Yes, years. But where I am now isn't the end point. I still have a long way to go. But it takes years for it to get better. It will, but trust me, it's worth it. Okay. But are you still sure Ben Shapiro's so bad? Yes, I'm sure. Because I think if you just watch some more of his... Well, that's enough of that. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure what the point of this video is. Maybe it's about personal growth and the fact that people can and do change, and sometimes for the better. Or maybe it's all completely fucking pointless. I am too emotionally exhausted to care right now, so I'm just gonna go and drink 10 beers and probably pass out. So, goodbye.